This show is brought to you by John Hughes and ORE Off-Road Equipment. Welcome to DriveWA. Today we move from Exmouth whale sharks to humpback whales with Ocean Eco Adventures, before learning about northwest turtles and the Exmouth Aboriginal Dreaming with Anne Priest. When we left you in the last episode, Mark and Taryn had just witnessed an afternoon of whale sharks with Andy and the team from Ocean Eco Adventures. If you haven't seen it yet, I suggest you do. But right now, it's time to go and look for some equally large mammals instead of fish this time: humpback whales. Adult humpbacks are a lot bigger than whale sharks. They're at least 10 metres long and weigh in excess of 30 tonnes. These amazing creatures typically migrate 25,000 kilometres each year. They feed only in summer around the icy South Pole and migrate to warmer waters to breed and give birth in the winter, when they fast and live off their fat reserves. Speaking of which, Governor?
Alright, well I've had my fun. I think it's time for Mark to have his.
I'm going to eat. Look at this. This looks absolutely superb. I don't want to swim with the whale sharks. I'm going to eat the food. Look at it. We've got salmon, prawns, chicken. Lovely.
There's two humpback whales just out there, so we've seen whale sharks and now we've got humpback whales, so I would say this has been a pretty amazing day already.
Yeah, I reckon you're right. As long as you're happy. If you're happy, we're all happy.
Aren't you happy?
I'm happy. I'm always happy.
Well, there you go.
Are you happy?
I'm stoked. Look.
Yeah.
Look, it's
More.
awesome.
Two. Is there a baby? Did I see a baby? I don't think I did. I'm not sure.
No.
Yeah, there's another one. Oh, it's a bird. That's okay. It's a bird. I'm getting excited.
Bird, baby whale.
Yeah, both the same.
Same
Yeah, both the same, yeah. Where are we? Is it going to come up again? This is brilliant. Look at all these people up the front there. I'm going down to pinch the food. Yeah. Look at that, travelling with them. They're big old boys, aren't they?
Exhausted, but we've had an absolutely awesome day. We've seen whale sharks, whales, we've been snorkeling, soaked up the sun, plenty of food, had an absolutely awesome time. So we're going to head back to the hotel now and I'll probably have a bit of a kip.
He was grinning maliciously as he did that. You're welcome. All right. All right. Enjoy the rest of your stay. Hooroo.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thanks, mate.
My pleasure.
Cheers, mate. Now, we had a little chat.
Goodness.
We had a little chat and we've agreed that Mitch will drive WA and we'll look after you, no problem at all.
Good on you, mate. Good on you. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Mark, pleasure. We'll have you back soon, mate.
I'll be back with my little girl next year, mate.
Fantastic.
Are we all right this time?
Yeah.
Mark Tumble.
Welcome to the adventure part of the day.
Yeah.
We'll get him in the water for the first time.
On the way back from Tantabiddi and the Eco Cruise, you can stop in at the Djurabai Turtle Centre, which features the 3 turtles native to the area, all presented in a very unique way. A poem's written to tell you all about the life of these turtles. Our mother lays eggs in the sand on the beach. We grow down below and well out of reach. When the sand is warm, only girls are born. If the sand is cool, it's boys as a rule. We hatch out of the sand in 8 to 12 weeks. It takes 6 days to surface, and then the ocean we seek. We dodge gulls and crabs to reach the waves or the shore. The dangers won't end, there'll always be more. As we enter the surf, we swim for our lives. To avoid hungry fish, we must duck and dive. For the next 8 years, you may think we're long gone, but we drift on the currents, growing big and strong. As we travel the seas, we avoid the dangers and threats, hunters and boats, rubbish and nets. More than 20 years later, we start heading home. Only 1 in 1,000 will arrive fully grown. Between the reef and the shore, near the beach where we hatched, we meet in October to look for a match. High tide at night, people must take care, for females on the beach are easily scared. We dig holes in the sand to lay eggs in our nest. We leave about 100, there's no time to rest. The cycle of this journey is a natural trend. With your support and care, we'll be back to breed again.
We're doing a private guided tour with Anne Priest of the Northwest Cape Exmouth Aboriginal Corporation. Anne is?
I'm the endorsed representative of the late custodian Sydney Dale.
Right.
And I'm also the chairperson and the director of Northwest Cape Exmouth Aboriginal Corporation. And before we go any further, I think it's important to say that we have permission from our Mana Barry, the late custodian, his family, and the Bayangu matriarch, Bessie Linden, to use his name, his documents, and any film that's made for and about him for public use as a educational tool. So that's why I'm allowed to say his name.
Right, okay, great. Well, I've been looking forward to this, and I'm learning a bit more about Aboriginals on this trip.
We come up here to Coral Bay, and that's where our Bayangu country, where Bayangu people come from. Exmouth, that's Dalinji country, where Dalinji people come from, and Priest country.
And I think we're going to learn a lot today.
I hope so, because it's really, really important to get what was written down and given by the old people for the first manuscript. We do not want another manuscript written over the old one. So what we're trying to do is keep the history as it was and as it is, when it were, and because it's a part of West Talanji, is a part of the Talanji connections with the Ashburton and Onslow. So that's what we're trying to do here now.
Lovely.
So what you can see here, when you look to the left, you can see Pilyali Menu, which is the Cape Range over there, and you can see the Pindan Hill there where they're taking the dirt out of it, just as a contrast. But when we look at the land, an Aboriginal person, they can actually see everything that they want to see. Sometimes you can pick out where your waterholes are. I've been privy to have been able to learn for 12 years with our late custodian, and he's given me the job to now continue with his legacy and carry on the work that he wanted done here.
Right, and obviously that's very important to you.
It's important to his family,
Right,
because
okay.
our corporation's been set up as a legacy by him to basically help his family continue with the work that he was given and his responsibilities he's passed on by his old Talanji connections and the people from the eastern side of the Ashburton River.
Right, okay.
That's the snake, and the snake
And the
came
head
and
comes-
made it.
yeah.
And they left. It lives in the bay just there. So
Yeah.
that's Pilyali Manu.
The snake, is that only for Western, because I know that each country has their own snake, but is that for just Western Australia, or is that pretty much the whole of Australia?
The whole of Australia has it's in all countries, every one of them. Everybody's got, that's my understanding, everybody, when the land was formed, was with the snake. But I could be wrong, because I wasn't brought up in the culture and I'm not an academic. I just know what I'm told. Each one.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well from what I learned at school.
Yeah. Do you want to just park here a minute? The reason I'm saying park here. Now what we're looking at up there is Blamming Head, which is the end of the dreaming for here in Kennedy Range. But also, if you look, see that section down there on the right?
Uh-huh.
That's a quarry that's over 40,000 years old. And that's where the Aboriginal people, our people, the Yinigurra people here, that's a used quarry, it's a used cave, and we're going to be protecting that. When they first built the lighthouse down at the bay further down there, the horse and cart used to bring the supplies up, and they brought them up here and serviced the lighthouse.
Right, whereabouts are we going now, Anne?
We're going up to the top of Pilyali Manu,
Yeah.
over there to where the radar station is, a part of the European history here
Okay.
from World War II.
Well, it's a big climb.
Yeah, it's a good one to walk up. You get a lot of people exercising, and it gives you a good view. You've been up here before?
Yeah, we have actually.
Not on a guided tour.
No.
Oh, it's different. You can see
Yeah.
the walkway there on the side of the hill when you get here is where the horse and cart used to go around. People don't realise what it is. Just through there.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of that, the Exmouth Shire at the library, they have some fantastic information in there. They've got a good collection of well-kept records. Because Exmouth, I think, was the only town in Australia that had an official opening, and that was in, I think, 1962.
Really?
No other town.
No?
Yeah. And it's the youngest town, that's why, they've got to get it right.
Yeah. Is that because of its significance, or?
But it's because
Yeah?
of the American base.
Right.
Because it is a defence area.
Okay.
So if we just go down onto the bottom,
Yeah.
and we can see the boats, the Ninjamayin and the Nungura, and the other ships out there. Those names for those boats were handed over by Grandad Sid and Auntie Bessie Linden for the Nungura, and the Ninjamayin had approval from Sid and the family in Onslow.
And this is Grandad Sid?
Yep.
Yep.
Grandad Sid, late custodian,
Yep.
Marnaberry,
Yeah.
Sid Dale.
I'm learning, Anne,
Yeah.
I'm learning.
he was a very, very special man. Well, we're here at Blamming Head, but Aboriginal people call it Pilyali Manu. I get corrected often on the way I pronounce it, so not being brought up in the culture or
Okay.
the language. So this is the end of the dreaming between Kaljari. Our snake lives in the bay, Lighthouse Bay, and that connection is with our people, the Yinigurra people, associated with the Talanji people. And the Kennedy Range, they have a snake that travels from Kennedy Range down the river the Gascoyne River to the coast, came up the coast, formed the land.
Right.
And that's what our connection is here. So last year we had a welcome to country and a reunion with the Kennedy Range elders here, and it was most likely the first time it had been done maybe for hundreds of years. And it was done with Indigenous Business Australia actually with us, so it was quite a good welcoming.
Yeah.
So what we have here, I brought you up here because we have to welcome you to country, because it's really important that we do welcome people on behalf of the families that aren't here. So you're at Ningaloo, and some people call it the word Ningaloo meaning nose, depending on where you are, but documents that I've got of the time of the people here in the 1800s, it means Ningaloo on this particular document is written down and recorded as deep water. And when you know that our people used to work 12 miles out to sea, the land was covered, that wasn't covered then, you go 12 miles out to sea, you come to deep water, 800 metres. So that is a part of the education process. So on behalf of the family that aren't here, as a protocol, I'd like to welcome you to country. It gives you the opportunity and to let you know that you're welcome to live off the country and enjoy it. And we just ask that you look after it the way that the Aboriginal people have for thousands of years prior to settlement, and continuing to do in partnerships with other people that we're working with. So welcome to Yinnikodera country.
Thank you.
Known as Yinnikodera, known as West Halangi,
Right.
in the Exmouth Shire area. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Okay. So this is living place for Aboriginal people. If you went up there, you get all of the artefacts and the shells, and that's what we've got to protect here. That's why we want our wardens happening.
You don't have any ambitions to uncover any of it?
Oh no, we want to keep it covered, but because of the blowouts, it's nature's exposing it.
Yeah. Did you do these private tours often?
I do them all the time,
Yeah.
and we don't get any money for it because it's people like yourself that want to come, and what we've been asked now to do tours because people are hearing about what I'm doing. And I have had comments to me that, you should be doing it for money.
Yeah,
we
but
will be
that's
doing
not a
our
bad
tour.
thing to do it for some money.
Yeah, well, we will be doing it as a tourist operation, but we had processes that we had to go through culturally, and those processes were fulfilling what our late Manaberry wanted. And we've done that. We've just completed that. We've got our Yinnikodera Stefano walk trail progressing, and it's none of these things happen fast because you've got to work with the country. The country is green now. It gives a different idea because people think it's barren, and it's not. It's just got so much out there.
Do you call this Cape Range or Range Cape?
Cape Range
Cape
is
Range.
what the white fella's name. This area in some of the very old maps and the history books that if you really looked into it, has also got another name. It's called Madman's Corner on some of the maps, because when the sailing ships used to get caught and come here, it'd send you nutty, is what it's saying.
Right.
And it's not a place you could get away from. And if you didn't know the country, wherever we go here, we can find water.
Mm-hmm.
If you really needed it, you can find water.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing and how to look. And that's one of the things that Granddad took myself and my husband and his niece, Joan Linden. We went out and he took us onto country, and we just had an absolutely incredible time with him. There's a lot of caves. We have to protect the caves.
Sorry, with the caves,
Yeah.
is there any that have got any paintings or anything like that in them? There is.
Yeah. We've got one just over there.
And do you know of any age at all with that?
Very old. It's registered with
Dates back?
Yeah, it's all registered and mapped with the Museum and
Right.
Indigenous Affairs. The caving group here, I think, have mapped internally over 600 caves.
Really?
And they've only done sections here. They haven't even touched the other side.
Yeah?
There are literally, there will be thousands of caves here.
Right, okay.
Because this is a karst limestone area.
Yeah.
Where-
And the caves, would they be man-made or are they just all natural?
No, they're all natural.
They're all natural?
There's no man-made caves.
Right.
Because of the karst limestone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The person to talk to about that is Dr. Bill Humphreys
Yeah.
at the
I've heard
WA
of it, yeah.
Museum. And you should, because I think he's got about 11 species here, and there's so many species that are found nowhere else in the world.
Right,
And we
okay.
work with him. We always go out with him when he comes and researches here.
Yeah.
He goes to a place called Bundeera Soak.
When you say species, excuse my ignorance, species
Underwater.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
okay.
Anne Priest is a fascinating lady, I'm sure you'll agree. And in our second last episode for this series, you'll learn even more about Exmouth's fascinating history from her and the ancestors that have passed Exmouth's dreaming onto her.